Ready?
All right. Am I ready?
Ready?
Let's do it. All right, raise your hand if you have your CHRP or CHIRP. And keep it up if you actually believe it offers business value. Keep it up even longer if you think it's preparing you for the future workplace and the role HR and people and culture will play. There's nobody. Like you, I believe it's time for CHIRP to dramatically evolve, or it should suffer the same fate as the annual performance review. Before I carve it up too much, let me give props where props are due, because truth is, CHIRP did have a powerful influence at one time. Back in the 1990s, HR struggled to get a seat at the executive table with the bean counters, the sales and marketers, because we were looked at as bean counters, as these policy makers. Only focused in on being policymakers, and missed that slide, sorry about that. By 2000, we were more than credible. In fact, we were kind of glamorous. We had frameworks and we built best practices. We even have conferences that engaged this growing community. And by 2010, the facts and figures started coming in. If you had your CHRP, you would earn 13% more than your contemporaries nationwide, 30% more if you were in Vancouver. And if you're in hospitality, a staggering 46% lift. Not to mention that over 70% of jobs required a CHIRP, and you had a 50% greater chance of promotion. Why wouldn't you join the 25,000 other people with CHIRP? But what business value did it actually bring? And sadly, I don't know. But what I do believe is that the CHIRP has become the black eye of our profession, arguably doing more harm than good. And so it's time to make that change. And it's not just because of the urgency around the policy making, it's because there's a connected generation. From remote working, a little slide here, from remote working to design thinking, from holacracy to shorter tenure. These are real expectations of this connected generation that's taking over our workplace. But is CHIRP preparing you for the future of work? And what about technology that continues to push the envelope on our efficiencies, the way we collect data, and even analytics? So from Greenhouse to Slack, to 15.5, to of course Rise. These are innovative technologies that are powering so much of what we do, but is CHIRP forcing you to stay ahead of the technology curve? Technology is unavoidable in our world today. HR is dead. People and culture, employee experience, talent, those are the new lexicons. And those departments, they're hiring data analysts and marketers. But it's still CHR and CHRP. It might be happening mostly in tech, but there's a whole new breed of people and culture professionals, and they don't need CHIRP to prove their value. They're pragmatic problem solvers doing dope shit that resonates with the connected generation. And what about that employee experience, the employee journey, the employee life cycle? Work-life balance is dead. It's just life. And these people and culture professionals get that, and they're throwing away these legacy best practices that you find in the CHRP knowledge exam. And that leads me to culture. Companies win on culture. And while we may have people and culture in our title, we don't own that in a silo. Core values and culture should be co-authored and entrenched by your entire organization. But is building and fostering culture in the CHIRP competency framework? You see, if the future of work is upon us, what are we doing to better prepare our people and culture and HR teams? Well, maybe it starts with the way we learn. We're living in a shared economy where there's collaborative consumption, the obvious being Uber and Airbnb, but it transcends all sectors, including HR. It's time to make that change and kick up with the disruption that's there. Our profession, we're slowly breaking down these barriers of stereotypes. Here's corporate, this is what startups do. And realizing that both have tremendous value and best practices that can be tailored to any company or size or type. But we need to take that first big cut now. So Mr. and Mrs. HR Association, if you're listening, stop sensationalizing the value of CHIRP. Embrace the future of work and start to reconsider your certification program. And with every problem, there's solutions. I'm not saying it's only open source, but what if we also had subject-specific certifications, such as Hootsuite Certified, AWS, MITx, subject matter expert versus generalist? And let's be honest, people, the vast majority of you out there know that the chirp is only bringing you personal value in the form of landing a job and a higher pay grade. Well, that's not good enough for me. Join me in taking down the chirp, finding a new solution for the way we certify our professionals. And if you don't like what I'm saying, come find me. You want to duke it out? Or, better yet, join me here where I'm going to start a debate series where I'm going to challenge everything about the future of work. In sum, it's time to stop chirping and start yelling for change. Thank you.